cancer survivor turned wellness guru who convinced millions she'd cured herself of terminal brain cancer through green smoothies and positive vibes. Her Instagram was pure wellness goals, her app was crushing it, and Apple was ready to make her their next big star. There was just one tiny problem. She never had cancer in the first place.
I'd like to welcome on the stage Belle Gibson.
As you've heard, her name is Belle Gibson, the wellness world's most notorious scammer who fooled millions, including tech giant Apple, into believing she had miraculously cured herself of terminal brain cancer. But how did this 20-something from Melbourne pull off one of the biggest wellness scams of the digital age? And more importantly, how did she get away with it for so long? Back in the early 2010, Gibson crafted the perfect story for the Instagram era. Young, beautiful, and seemingly dying of brain cancer, given just months to live. But instead of accepting her fate, she claimed to have found salvation in green smoothies, alternative therapies, and sheer willpower, and people ate it up.
We really believe that we've revolutionized something that people are becoming increasingly interested and invested in, which is health and wellness.
Her app, The Whole Pantry, wasn't just successful, it was a phenomenon. It raked in over 200,000 downloads in its first month alone. By early 2015, it had been downloaded 300,000 times on Apple's store at $3.79 a pop, plus another 30,000 times on Google Play. Do the math, and after Apple and Google took their cuts, Gibson pocketed nearly $876,000 from app sales alone. But she wasn't done. Penguin handed her a $132,000 book advance, and suddenly our wellness warrior had scammed her way to over $1 million. Not bad for someone who wasn't actually sick, right? But here's where it gets even dirtier. Gibson wasn't just making money off hopeful cancer patients. She was also promising to donate huge chunks of her earnings to charity. Spoiler alert, out of the $300,000 she claimed to have donated, only about $7,000 ever made it to actual charities. But there was something wrong with this girl. You could tell from her 60 Minutes interview when she couldn't answer the simplest question.
How old are you?
I believe that I'm 26.
And?
I have 2 birth certificates and I've had my name changed 4 times. The identity crisis there is big, but that was my normal when I was growing up, Tara.
But the lies didn't stop there. Every time someone raised doubts about her story, Gibson doubled down. She told followers her cancer had spread to her blood, spleen, and uterus, something medical experts immediately called biologically impossible. Then there were her dramatic social media posts about suffering seizures, except every time paramedics arrived, she refused medical treatment. So how did she finally get caught? Well, 2 journalists, Bo Donnelly and Nick Toscano, started digging, and they found 0 medical records proving Gibson had ever been diagnosed with cancer. Fast forward to 2025, and Netflix is turning this wild story into their new series, Apple Cider Vinegar. But while the show dramatizes events, the real-life consequences are still playing out. In 2017, Gibson was hit with a $410,000 fine for misleading and deceptive conduct. Today, Belle Gibson's wellness empire is gone, but the damage she left behind is very real. She didn't just scam tech companies and publishers, she scammed real cancer patients, people who were desperate for hope.